Good morning, Demise Strikers. Nomás quería aprovechar unos momentos para, or just to go over like the slides that we went over on Monday for those that weren't here. Once again, thank you guys for those that came, and if you didn't, no worries. I'd appreciate it if you could try to stay at the end of the video. I'll try to make it as short as I can. So let's go ahead and start. All right, so real quick, as you can see, we did change the logo of our team. So you may ask why did we change it? So the idea here is that we can make this into more of a sort of like ministry that we use to bring other young adults to the group, to our ultimately to our Tuesday group, right? To our community. So this would be just a way to recruit people to come in and just kind of like give them a little taste of what it is to live in community, and then they get a taste of like prayer, and then they learn a little bit more about Christ, and maybe they'll be interested, and also just being friends and all that. I feel like that would be a good opportunity for us to take advantage and bring in more people. So the idea is that we have like kind of like a brand. So we're gonna use this logo for whatever sport we play, whether it's soccer, volleyball. If we branch out to other things, then we can use that as well. So that's the idea here. So there is significance in the colors here. So as you can see, we got the blue and the red. So that's going to represent the blood and water that goes forth from Jesus when he was struck with the spear. Again, because that's kind of goes with the whole theme of our church, the divine mercy. And then the chiro, that's the symbol in the middle. I think it's chiro or chiro, one of those. But anyways, that's just represents Christ himself. It's a Greek letters. So he's the center of our well, theoretically, right, the center of our lives, and then the center of this team. So this team is not just any soccer team that you join, right? There's something more. It's centered in Christ, and the main objective is to bring others to Christ through interaction, right? And then finally, honestly, I told everybody on Monday, like I put the stars because I thought it was cool, but I did want to give it some significance. So the stars do represent the nativity of our Lord, and then we have our phrase "Unidos por misericordia," because we are united by the mercy of God, mostly, and also because of our church. It's Divine Mercy. And then the DMA, that just stands for Divine Mercy Athletics, which again is just the club. And then with each team, we'll have a theme, the theme of divine. Like for example, for volleyball we had divine spikes, right? And then for soccer we be divine strikers, and then just whatever. That's the idea here, just to kind of keep it like on brand. So I guess we'll see how it works out, just trying this out. But yeah, and then I thought it would be a good idea to have a why, like what is our purpose as a ministry in a community. So and I have it here in Spanish. So it's nuestra misión es acercar a los jóvenes adultos a Cristo a través del poder de los deportes. Nos esforzamos por vivir las enseñanzas de Cristo y fomentar un fuerte sentido de comunidad dentro de nuestro equipo. Juntos, nuestro objetivo es crecer espiritualmente y apoyarnos unos a otros, tanto dentro como fuera del campo. So again, just reiterating the purpose of our group, and our main objective is to get closer to God. It's not just to win the game, not just to be good at soccer. Our main objective is to use this to just create a better relationship with our community, and then hopefully also improve our prayer life and everything else. So yeah, that's our mission essentially. All right. Now going on to the season, it does start the week of March 11th, so that's in about 2-3 weeks ish. And then this is going to be a short season. It's going to be 8 games, and then cuartos and semis and finals if we make it to that far. So total max it'll be 11 games if theoretically we make it to the finals, and then we can add up new people up into the third game. So right now we have a pretty good roster. Like we have, I want to say about like 16 people that confirmed. Now, if people said yes, but like it's a matter of like actually coming through. So like that's gonna. But for the most parts, I think we'll have enough people. We have 4 girls, and then about like 12 guys that are down, and then maybe we can add like maybe like 2 more people max. But if you guys know anybody, you can either refer them to me or Anna, just to kind of like keep it structured, so like refer them to us, and then we can kind of like scope them out, maybe see if they're down to commit to the 8 games, and then maybe bring them to practice, see what they think, and then we can go from there. Okay. And then we will host 4 games, meaning we do have to provide a field and a convivio afterwards. And again, this is just with the 8 games. If we go to the playoffs, and that may add on to that, but for now it's just 4 games for sure. And then the first game, we will have to sign it. Well, actually, they sent me the waiver, so I'll send that out. But the ID, you're gonna take a picture on that first day of the first game of the season. So just make sure that we just need to make sure we show up on time. But we'll talk more about that later on. So yeah, and then some rules. So I think generally most of you guys know how to play soccer. Now there are some rules that may be a little bit different. So like last year we had throw-ins, but there was like a big problem with throw-ins, like people just throwing randomly, just chunking it down the field. So instead of throw-ins, we're gonna have kick-ins. So we're just gonna kick it in. You can't score from kicking it in, so just keep that in mind. And then there are unlimited changes, but only when the ball is stopped and we have possession of the ball. So when we're kicking it in, when we're taking a corner, when we're taking a goal kick, no slide tackles whatsoever. That was a rule last year. Only unless you're like saving the ball and it's just like, unless there's nobody around. That's the only time you can slide tackle, essentially. There's nobody around, that's it. And then all free kicks are indirect, so meaning you can't score from just shooting. So you have to pass it off, take a touch, and then shoot. And then there's gonna be a blue card now. So then, so for this, they'll mainly use for like foul language, or maybe complaining to the ref too much, something like that, where you'll be taken out for 3 minutes, kind of like indoor. So that's the thing now. And if you get 2 blue cards, you'll get a yellow, and then obviously 2 yellows, it's a red. All right. So let's try our best to make it go that far. Last year we were pretty good. We were pretty good about it for the most part. So I think we should be okay. So now costs. So, all right. So referee is gonna be $20 a game. So total 8 games, that's $160. So that's gonna be $10 a person. All right. So that's for sure. And then the registration as well. So the registration, that's for the whole season. You pay that to the people that are going to be there on the first game, or whatever game you show up to. You're going to pay the $20 to them. And so there's that. And then we do need some soccer balls. When we play home, we do need to have 3 balls available. So I am going to go out and buy 3 balls. It should be, if you want to get a good one, they're about $30. I know there's some that are like 10 or 20, but I mean, those are pretty much like balloons. So I want to get some quality balls that can last us like multiple seasons. So we're gonna get 3, so it should be about $90. So total $5 a person. So for now, for sure, for the season, it's gonna be $35. All right. Now, 15 of those you'll be sending to me, and then 20 you'll be paying off on the first game that you come to. If you want, like, as I'm taking money as of today, so if you want to go ahead and send me your $15 just to reserve your spot, that would be great. And if you can't pay for whatever reason, we can just send me a message. We can talk about it. But for sure, the 15, if you can pay those ASAP, that would be great. Because yeah, just to reserve the spot and just make sure that you're committed for the season. And then I think we should get new uniforms. Because we just to kind of go with our new logo, our new theme, and then also because we can use those shirts for other sports like volleyball, And then again, if we branch out to anything else, but we can reuse these uniforms for those sports. So I think it would be a good opportunity to get some new uniforms. So it would be, I did have a contact with the lady. It's $35, and it includes everything. It includes the number, the shirts, and then you can put your name or whatever you want to put on the back. And then she puts on the logo, and then it comes with the goalkeeper uniforms as well. So it's total for the season, it'll be $70. Now I am trying to get sponsors right now. I may have one that can partially pay, so it may be a little bit less than 70, but max you'll pay $70 for the season, unless something else comes up. But for sure, that's gonna be the price, which is honestly pretty normal nowadays for any kind of soccer season or any sport. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know, or concerns, we can talk about it. But yeah, it'll be $35 per person for the uniform, and then 35 on the other stuff. So for sure, if you guys can send me the 15 just to have the ref and the soccer bus covered, and the uniforms, we can try to pay those off over time. But yeah, that would be great. And then the next thing is the Convivio. So the Convivio, if you guys remember, that played last year. So pretty much after every game, we have like a little chance to have some kind of spiritual activity with the other teams. So last year in volleyball, I think we had a really good convivios that Paola and Ana and Melissa, they all made. So a lot of them were pretty fun. So maybe we can, Anna's actually going to be in charge of that. And so if anybody wants to help her out with that, that would be awesome. So they should be at least 20 minutes, but no more than 30. So we don't want to keep people too much time. We don't, and I know some of us have responsibilities. Some of us even have families. So, at least try to give it 20 minutes, and then not make it like drag on too long. And then they did emphasize more like temas, to have temas, than like games and all that. But we can still do games. But if anybody's down to do a tema, like a mini tema about Lent, or just prayer and all that, again, you can let Anna know, and then we can go from there. So total, we got to do 4, which is not too bad. So if you're up for it, please, that would be great. So there's that. And then our coach. So we do have a coach this season. I did ask Danny. Some of you guys know him, Juan Danny. So a big problem last year, or at least in my opinion, or something that we had to, like a hurdle that we kind of had, was because I was kind of managing. I was trying to be a coach and play at the same time. But when I was playing, it was kind of hard to manage that. Joaquin was helping me out. But there were occasions where he was playing as well. So there was nobody making the changes, So this year, I wanted to have somebody there that's not playing, that can manage all of that. So luckily, Danny was willing to give up his time. He's not getting paid. He's doing this for free. So he's giving up his time and to help us out with that when he can. Well, hopefully most of the time, but yeah. So we're going to have somebody outside kind of like managing the game. And then that way I can focus on playing the game, and then we can all focus. And then there's somebody out there making the decision. So if you guys could, please give Danny all your support. I'm sure he's always open to opinions as well. So hopefully it ends up being successful. But yeah, so there's that. And then practicing games. So I did send out the survey. I believe most people, from what I've seen so far, most people are free Wednesdays and Thursdays. As far as now, it looks like we might be practicing on Thursdays, which is fine. So we just need so we're either going to go to Thompson or practice at Divine Mercy. We'll probably have to figure it out with the other soccer teams that practice on Thursdays, because they use up the fields. Luckily, the season's starting a little bit later. So we'll have daylight savings time, which is coming in March 10th. So that'll give us more daylight for us to practice at Divine Mercy. And if Thompson is available, we can try there. But I just want to have a consistent place that we can practice in. But for now, if you guys could please fill out the surveys, that would be great. And then the games, we'll have they're letting us use like our church fields now, so we have Divine Mercy available, luckily, so we don't have to really worry about like paying for a field. Now, the thing is, we don't have lights, so we can't really play at night during the weekday. So if we absolutely have to rent a place, we can figure that out when the time comes. It should be about $10 a person if that does occur. But we should try our best to keep the games centered around like having daylight, so that would primarily have our games be during the weekend. So it would be Saturday or Sunday, depending on when everybody's available. So either in the morning or in the afternoons. Right now, it seems that most people are available Saturday afternoon, which is cool. But if you have any concerns over this, please let me know, because I think for the most parts, the games are going to be centered around when we are available, when we have lights, sunlight. Like I said before, we'll have a little bit more of a stretch now because daylight savings time is coming around, and it doesn't get dark till like 9, so which is good. All we really need is an hour, but yeah. So right now it seems like most of our games are going to be either Saturday or Sunday. But again, if you have any concerns over this, we can try to figure it out. But that's the case. All right. So and if you didn't know, for the soccer games, we do have to figure it out with the other team. So the days aren't always consistent. The games aren't always going to be on the same day. But I will let you know 2 weeks in advance when the game is. That way, that way you can, if you have to work or whatever, you got to figure out your schedule. That's we'll have a little bit of time to think about it. All right. And then we do have some socials. So, WhatsApp. So I did make a community on WhatsApp. So pretty much, if you have noticed, there's like different sections. So you can join there's an announcements page, obviously, and where I can make announcements either on our and then we have our team chat, and then we have another one that's called church events. So that's just to kind of like promote whatever is going on around our community, whether it's like something like taco sales, tamales. I know some of you guys recently sold tamales, so stuff like that, some events, or maybe just like dances or anything like that like they had at San Pio. So just things that we can promote around our community, and just in case anybody's interested. And then we do have a new Instagram page, so if you guys could go ahead and follow that. I did give the stuff to Paola. She's gonna be the one kind of managing that, the page. So just look up Divine Mercy Athletics all together, lower caps, and you should be able to find it. And then finally, guys, I have the QR code here, but I did send out the link to the form, to the Google form. Please fill that out as soon as possible so I can get like sizes and info for the uniforms. There is a section that's for your last name, but then on the back of the uniform you can put whatever you want, really. Just make sure it's appropriate for church. But like for example, I think Melissa wanted to put like her realtor handle, something like that. So like you can do something like that. So please fill that out as soon as possible. So hopefully we can get out the order in on Friday. So I want to get that done as soon as possible so we can get our uniforms by our first game, hopefully. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just make sure you follow the Instagram page, and then fill out the questionnaire. So just, I guess, thing for you guys to do for sure is, if you want to commit to playing, send me your $15 as soon as you can, so I can put you down and then sign you up for the roster, and then the form. Please fill that out as soon as possible as well. For the uniforms, I'm gonna order those, and then whatever, like, I'll let y'all know by Friday how much it's gonna be for sure. It shouldn't be more than 35. Hopefully it's less. Hopefully I can get some more people to help us out, but for sure it'll be 35, but most likely it'll be a little bit less than that, but we'll see. But I'll let y'all know for sure on Friday about the uniform. But for now, if you guys could just prioritize filling out the form and then sending me your $15 to just say that you're like committed to the season. But once again, guys, thank you so much for it took me like 20 minutes, but thank you guys for staying out this long. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm looking forward to the season. It should be really good, and you know, I'm looking forward to getting some dubs with you guys. If you have any questions, please, again, feel free to message me or Anna. You know, our doors are always open. And then yeah, so if you got this far, again, I really appreciate it, and go ahead and react with your favorite food emoji if you made it this far. So thank you guys. Hope you have a good day, and let's make it a great season.